Welcome to A Taste of Theater, where everyone is a star. This is the place where playwrights from around the country will come to showcase one scene of their play. Today's star is shining bright on playwright Doreen Griffin of New Jersey. We will see clips of her play, Don't Judge Me, Pray For Me. And now let's welcome our host, Victor Gulley. Welcome to A Taste of Theater, where everyone is a star. I have with me the one and only Debbie Sue Goodman. She's going to do our joke of the moment. And if you have a joke that you would like for us to read on the air, please submit it to us at submit@atasteoftheater.com. So, Debbie, do your thing.
Thank you. I was working with a fellow for 2 years. We never had lunch together. We never had dinner together. He said, Debbie, in all this time, we've never eaten together. Come on, let's do lunch. We get to the restaurant, we sit down, we're sitting opposite each other. He orders his food, I order mine, the waitress brings the food over. Now he starts eating slowly and talking slowly. And as he's eating slowly, I start blinking like this. Something is hitting me in the eyes. All of a sudden, he picks up speed, he starts talking faster, eating faster, I start blinking like this. I realize now he's spitting food in my eyes. I didn't know what to do. He thought I liked him and I was winking at him. He gets up, he goes to pay the check. He says, I had a great time, Debbie. We got to do this again sometime. I said, okay, sounds good.
Father, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This prayer holds a special meaning to me as a black man in America. I cannot change what society has taught you about my race, nor can I change what society has taught you about me, the black man. As a young black male, we learn at an early age. We are at risk and we are a risk. Black, cheerless, depressing, dirty, angry, of or belonging to a racial group with black or brown skin, especially one of African descent. By Webster's definition, I am a perceived threat. You have been taught to fear me. You have been taught that I am lazy. You have been taught that I have no sense of responsibility. These negative, persistent perceptions of me that have been around since the days of the founding fathers further a belief by many that I should somehow live as a sub-citizen, a sort of second-class citizen. Being a black man in America means inhabiting a border space between possibility and peril. I know I must be on my best behavior when I get stopped by the police. Even if I ask a question in a respectful way, I am still considered a threat. The dueling realities of our history, steady progress, devastating setbacks, continue to burden many black men in ways that are difficult to explain. But with the election of Barack Obama, it gave me a joy that can only compare to what it must feel like to be reunited with my ancestors in the spirit world. The struggle continues. Take a stand for something. Be strong. Stay real. You can't teach what you don't know. Knowledge of self is the key. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to A Taste of Theater, where everyone is a star. Today's play that we will be showcasing is Doreen Griffin's Don't Judge Me, Pray for Me. Doreen Griffin, please, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And tell us, who are these lovely people that are here with you?
Next to me is my pianist, Chantilly Sabay. Crystal Sanders is my singer. She sings various songs in between each one of my character changes. And Omar Johnson, he is the narrator, and he also has a monologue in the play where he does a self-written rendition of being a black man in America.
Wonderful. Tell me, how did you find these wonderful people?
Well, Omar Johnson happens to be my fiance, so he wasn't
Hard to find,
cast.
huh?
And this Crystal Sanders, she came from a close friend of mine's. I was holding auditions, and somebody recommended Crystal, and Crystal, we talked over the phone, and I just hired her for the position just from that phone call. I didn't even audition her. And Chantilly Sabay, she and I used to work together. And we've
Wonderful.
been friends ever since.
And how did you determine that you needed all these wonderful people? What was the catalyst for saying, I think I'm going to need a piano player? What is it, or did you have the play written already and then you just decided you need to add these people in, or what was the catalyst for that?
It was kind of more of an evolution. As I wrote the play, I realized that I needed something to fill in between. 'Cause I knew initially it was going to be a one-woman show, so I knew I would need something to keep the audience's attention while I was backstage changing into each different character.
Okay.
So initially, Omar was going to do poetry in between each character, and then somebody suggested something a little more exciting, like a singer. So that's how that position came to be available for Crystal. And as just shortly after I started writing it, about exactly a year ago, I started working with Chantilly, and we became friends, and we were talking about the play. And she told me she was a pianist, and I said, she showed a lot of interest in the arts. So I said, I asked her, actually, would you like to be in my play? And there was a couple of obstacles, but we overcame them. And she actually said, well, it's okay if I can't be in it. I was like, no, we're going to fit you in no matter what. And I'm so glad we did.
Right. And tell me, Omar, correct? Mm-hmm. Tell me, your part that you play in this production, what background studying did you do for this role, or how did you come about to doing this particular role?
Well, actually, I just called on life experience.
Okay.
Being a black man in America has been a challenge, positives and negatives all around. And when Doreen approached me with the idea, I just took my time and I decided to just draw on my life experiences, as well as some experiences with some of my coworkers and some of my friends who I've been friends with for more than 25 years.
All
So
right.
we have experienced a lot of things just in this walk of life together. And so just drawing from those experiences helped me to kind of frame what it is that I was trying to get across.
And why did you choose that particular topic? Because you could have chosen 1,001 topics. Why that one?
Well, to tie in, one of the scenes in which Doreen plays, she does the spirit of Trayvon Martin. And prior to that scene is when I do my scene. And with, I don't know if the audience is familiar with the incident that happened maybe a year or so ago regarding Trayvon Martin, a young man who was killed in Florida. I just wanted to give a precursor to the idea of what it's like to be a black man, then leading into Trayvon being a young black male and the controversy surrounding his killing, the perceptions, things of that nature that go into just daily life as a black man, the things that we deal with. And even he was dealing with, to some degree, which cost him his life, in my opinion. So that is where I drew my inspiration from, and like I said, that character that she's doing. inspired me.
So how did you choose the songs that you sing in between the segments?
Well, I got lucky. I didn't have to choose the song.
Okay.
That was my
Doreen
job.
had already
I
pretty
directed.
much had everything mapped out the way she wanted it. So if it was something I didn't know, I learned it. And when we first did it, I think I had 2 weeks to learn one of the songs.
Yep, we were like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks.
She nailed it.
And we did it. So I got lucky that part. I didn't have to worry about picking. I just had to learn it, you know. Music is.
That's wonderful. And then the songs that you have to play, did you have to get that from Doreen, or how did you guys choose the songs that you actually play live?
I actually picked them. I listen to a lot of instrumental, instrumental music, and I just, envisioned the type of piano music that I could play in the background for Omar's poem. And I picked, he's actually an Irish composer. His name is Roy Todd. And I felt that it was really compatible for his poem. And there were 2 of Roy Todd's compositions that I chose. And I thought it would, fit well with his poem. And pretty much, just chose it that way. And I had her listen to it and had him listen to it, and
It's right on point.
they
on
decided
point.
it was like perfect for
Perfect,
for
yeah.
his poem.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
You have assembled a wonderful team.
I agree.
And
Totally agree.
Well, thank you.
and considering that you had a wonderful team, when was the last time that this play was performed and all of you worked together?
December 16th.
Really?
Yeah, last year, this last December.
When will you guys be performing again together? Soon?
Today,
Hopefully?
right now.
Yes.
Hopefully soon again, yeah. Whenever we're invited back to perform somewhere else, anytime we're available.
Wonderful. All right. Before we finish working with the cast, I'd like to ask each and every one of you, if you had to pass on some information to someone who's trying to get to where you are in this seat, what information would you pass on to the audience at this moment? Starting with you, sir.
Okay, what I would pass on to anyone would be from my perspective, what I'm coming from is from writing and poetry. Don't be afraid to express what you feel. Words are powerful, and they can sometimes alter a life in a positive direction. They can help someone who you never know who may be needing to hear the words that you say. They could have a lasting impact on a life years from now. So I would just encourage people to write down thoughts. Keep a notepad with you because you experience life every day. Just to encourage someone to keep a notepad with you and just continuously feel free to let flow how you feel. Just to let it flow and trust in your message. Trust in what you're writing, and just truly believe. If it's heartfelt, the audience will get it. If it's heartfelt, they'll make the connection. So I would just encourage people to be truthful and keep a notepad with them and a pen at all times, because life happens every moment of the day.
I guess I would say stay true to your music, to who you are. When you're good, there's opportunities that are going to come. Everything isn't for you to just jump on. So when this came up, it felt good. It wasn't anything against what I believe, nothing I wanted, I couldn't feel comfortable singing. So just stay true to your music and who you are. As long as you do that, what's going to be meant for you is going to come for you.
And you, young lady?
I just enjoy playing the piano, and to be a part of Doreen's play. It's just an honor. It's a privilege to be able to play for her play. I've never performed for other than church. I've never performed for like an actual play or any type of theater work or anything like that. And I respect the theme of her play. It basically the message is to not judge people, to pray for them, no matter what background that you come from. You know, and she has different characters to represent each of those types of people that can be out there, and, you know, that we should just, you know, not judge people, although it's easy for us to do because it's human nature, but at the same time, you know, pray for them. It's a spiritual, you know, there's a spiritual aspect to that that I believe in. And I think just to be able to play, you know, the emotional aspect of Omar's poem in particular, you know, was easy for me to do, and I enjoyed it, and to become a part of that, I'm just grateful.
And of course, what would you like to pass on?
I would love to pass on something that my professors instilled in me, I guess is the right word. I studied acting theater and I got my fine arts degree, and something that he pounded into us was to create our own opportunities. And I thought about, and I was sitting home. I just moved to Chicago. I had done a play here in Chicago, and you know, you get that withdrawal after you do a play, after it's all over and you don't see your castmates anymore, and so I was sitting home. I was like, okay, I went on a few auditions. I wasn't getting anything. So I said, you know, I'm going to create my own opportunity. So I wrote my own play. And it got me here. So, and that comes from, based on what my professor taught me. He said, and, you know, I thought about the fact that statistically, typically, black women are like the fourth rung of people who get cast in anything. There's always a white male, then the white females, then the black males, then there's the black females who, depending on what the, you know, director and writers and producers are looking for. But so I just would like to pass on, just create your own opportunity. Find a way to get yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Don't wait for somebody to come knocking on your door.
That's interesting. Now, you grew up where in the world?
New Jersey.
I think it's Ewing, New Jersey. What
Ewing,
was that
New
like?
Jersey. It was nice. It was fine. It was a suburban area of Trenton, New Jersey, and I went to Ewing High School, and we had front and backyards. It was a neighborhood, one high school in the whole town I grew up in. That was what it was like. It was okay.
And in 2006, you were in a play where you performed as Rosa Parks. Tell us about that experience.
Okay. Well, it wasn't an experience. It is an experience. I created it in 2005, right after Rosa Parks passed away, and that is also a one-woman show. And I say it's still an experience because I'm about to perform it this Sunday again.
Really?
At King's Dominion International Ministries here in Chicago.
So if someone wanted to go see that experience, where is that at?
That's, what's the address? Oh my goodness. It's King's Dominion International Ministries. It's 2515 West 63rd Street, I think. Yeah, I know that's 2515 West 60-something Street, but you can look it up. It starts at 10:30, and it's an hour long. Omar is the narrator in that one too. It's
she's just working, you know.
Yep, that's right.
Do what you have to do. You know, I have to do. You gotta work.
And like I said, I started it in 2005, right after Rosa Parks passed away. I was moved by her, the recognition she received. You know, being honored by laying in state in the Capitol Rotunda of the Capitol in Washington, and I don't know, something came over me. I was like, we can't let her legacy die. We can't let her story not be told again. So I teamed up with the curator of the State Museum, who was a friend of mine, and he's a very historical, very factual, very researchy kind of person, and we wrote the show. And his name is Tony Miskowski. He's still in Trenton, New Jersey. And we only wrote it for a one-time performance because we were both members of an equity committee at the time, and we were just going to do something special for the equity committee. People at the Equity Committee liked it, invited us to their, Black History Month celebrations, and then we got invited to family gatherings, and then churches, and then schools, and then out of state, and then it just took off. We've been everywhere.
So you're a touring machine.
We've
now.
been everywhere. I think the highest honor so far for the Rosa Parks performance was in Montgomery, Alabama, for the 53rd anniversary of the Montgomery bus boycott. Georgette Norman, who's the director of the Rosa Parks Library and Museum, invited us to perform to commemorate that anniversary. Yeah, it was really special.
That means if you've been listening here, she said create your own opportunity.
Yep.
And from that one show, you've actually
Yep.
been traveling.
Yep,
That's very
from that
impressive.
one show, yep.
So tell us about the play, Don't Judge Me, Pray for Me. How did that come up?
Like I said, I was unemployed. I wanted something to do. So I just thought I'd have some fun and start writing characters. But when I decided to write the play, I wanted to write a play about humility, something that would hopefully change people's minds to think more positively of people who are either less fortunate or foreign or just has had a tragic episode in their life because of the way they look. I think the world needs a lot more humility. And I hope that my play breeds more compassion for people, like I said, in those type of, like a homeless person or a crackhead, and it was hard to narrow it down just to 6 characters. I wanted to do a sufficient number of characters so people were like, oh my God factor, you're doing 6 characters. I was thinking maybe I should just do 4, but I'm like, no, 6 will have that wow factor. And like I said, it was hard to narrow it down. And I'm at the point where I still want to do a prison inmate person, a person who's in prison. I want to do a prostitute. I want to do a nurse who has seen everything. There's so many.
Well, tell us about all the characters. I know one, thanks to your husband, Trayvon
Fiancé.
Martin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Soon to be husband. Can you tell us about the other characters?
Yeah, all the characters' names starts with an M except Trayvon Martin. His last name starts with M. But there's a homeless person, and I just thought it would be cute and ironic to name her Martha Stewart. And so Martha is, she tells her story. She's very bitter. She's homeless. She's being judged. She's been kicked around by the government. She lost her job. She was a well-to-do socialite kind of person, just like an everyday woman, nothing out of the ordinary. And then just life circumstances came her way, and she lost her job. She lost everything, and now she's homeless. And she tells that story, and she tells the audience, "Don't judge me. Pray for me, because I'm going to pray for you too, because you never know. You could be there just like I am."
Wow. And then the next character is
Mika the crackhead. And
wow.
Mika is really...
That's definitely one you don't want to judge. You got to pray for.
Yeah, yes. And Mika invokes prayer because she's a lost soul. She's somebody who was kicked out of her house. She was raped by her stepfather, and she was kicked out of her house because her mother didn't believe that she was actually raped by her husband. And she ran away, and she's been living on the streets, and she's just got hooked on drugs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the third character?
That would be Madison.
All right.
Madison is a 7-year-old little girl, and she comes on stage with her little tiny doggy, a little chihuahua, and Madison talks about mostly what it's like for her not having her father in her life, and how she has asthma, and it's because grown-ups put a lot of pollution in the air, and and we don't always, we take for granted sometimes the health of children, and Madison kind of complains about that a little bit, and how she can't run very fast, and that's about it for Madison. She doesn't fit the mold of the play overall, but she's a nice touch, I think.
All right, and number 4?
Number 4 is who's number 4? Oh, Marsala? Oh, no, just Michelle, the stripper.
Okay, now I
Yeah.
really want to hear this one.
Yeah, Michelle's everybody's favorite. Michelle, she's judged because she's a stripper, and there's so much more to Michelle. Michelle is like a small business owner. She's a college graduate, and her scene goes through step by step, her life story, basically, how her parents were beautiful and they encouraged her to be a dancer, and she loved dancing. She went to college and graduated with a dance degree. She was a dance major, and then she's opened her own dance studio. And then she strips because she just loves to dance. She loves her body. She loves to dance. She likes the men that come to see her. And, she's every woman, she calls herself.
I can believe that. And then the next character
Is Marsala. Marsala is an East Indian woman, and she's a foreigner, and she is an American citizen. She talks about the oppression in her country and the arranged marriages, and she talks about how she doesn't fully she's an American, but she doesn't fully understand how the country is so, I guess, prejudiced towards certain religions and certain cultures, and the Muslim religion. And she's not Muslim, but she's often mistaken for a Muslim or a member of Al-Qaeda. And she just talks about how, her heart and it loves her children too, just like anybody else. And her, blood is red. Don't judge her.
And of course, the last one is
Trayvon Martin, right? And Trayvon Martin, oh gosh, that happened right when I was writing the play, and I was thinking about the 6th character, and he got shot, and the whole saga behind that opened up, and I just thought it was perfect fit for the play, what I was trying to convey. He was judged. I think, in my opinion, he was judged and he was killed for it.
So tell me, what is it that you want people to walk away with after they see this wonderful play?
I want people to have a more open mind, most of all, a more open mind, a more open heart. Be less judgmental of people. I want people to see a homeless person and say, okay, that could be me, or God, I wish I could sit down and talk to her, not just like scoff by, or just I want people to have more compassion. That's what I want them to walk away with.
So like the old folks would say, by the grace of God,
there go I.
me.
Exactly. Nailed it. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what have been some of the responses in your talkbacks after the play has been shown?
That they love the stripper scene.
Hallelujah.
And I don't know, what do you guys think has been some of the feedback from the play?
They've loved it overall.
Yeah.
When we performed it in
besides them
December,
loving it, yeah.
they loved it.
They love it.
It is the stripper scene.
They love Madison. She's so cute.
Well, what was the one comment that you received from an audience member that you probably never would have thought about that inspired you after doing this play?
That's a good question. I can't think of anything that someone has said that I didn't think about that inspired me. I can't think of anything. That's a really good question.
I think the doctor has something on his
Does he have something in mind?
I know that a young man had mentioned to me after one of the shows that he would like a copy of my speech, my rendition. And he would like to put it on his mirror and have it part of his daily, inspiration or affirmation or something like that. And for me, that was sort of what I was trying to. That was that one person out there in the ether who you can touch and get to maybe think twice about how they're approaching things. Maybe they can approach things a little bit different. Maybe take something from that and improve on their own personal way they go about doing things. So I thought that was inspiring because, I never would have had that opportunity had I not been cast in the play.
Wow.
So I want to thank Ms. Griffin for that opportunity.
Because the thing that crossed my mind as you were talking about it is that it seems like if a person exhibits a little humility and a little grace and mercy as a result of dealing with people that may not fit their ideal mold, that this world can be a better place. And that was what I was hearing from you.
A lot better place than you heard. Correct.
All right. So, with that, I'd like to ask, what was the hardest character to write for? Because this is a variety of characters here. So, which one did you really have to I don't know, let me go back, rewrite?
That's a good question. The hardest one, probably Marsala.
Really?
Yeah, probably Marsala. I'm just doing a process of elimination. I think Marsala and maybe the homeless person.
And then why these 6 characters? Why not a belly dancer instead of a stripper? Why not a woman who is advanced in her career, or a woman who is from the Orient? Why these 6 characters?
Well, and Don't Judge Me, Pray For Me Too is coming up, and maybe that'll be included in that one. But that's a good question too, because like I said, there was a host of characters floating around in my head that wanted to come out. They were like fighting, pick me, pick me. So I kind of I had to strategically pick, start from doing somebody who is a homeless person where there's no makeup, and then moving into the crackhead where there's a little bit of makeup, just like powder on my face, just tech makeup, but not makeup, But then I had to figure out. Then Madison had to go next because she's a little girl. She's gonna have light makeup on.
Gotcha.
And then it was. But initially, the stripper was gonna be Shanae, the round the way girl. And there's also a Spanish person in here who wants to come out and do a scene too. So it was kind of I don't know. Like I said, I had a lot of time on my hands, and I really chose carefully who really wanted to speak the most and come out and be a character. And it was those people, those 6.
Now, one of the things I did admire about one of your characters, the stripper, is you didn't make her a uneducated person. You made her a very well educated young lady, and you also show that she has more than one side, which I can appreciate. I admire you for doing that.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that as opposed to making her a round the way girl?
Yeah, I wanted the stripper to be very classy. The show's not designed to demean anybody. It's designed to make all the characters and the people who they're molded after, loosely molded after, and put them in a better light.
Wow.
So yeah, it's so that they're already being judged. Homeless people are already being judged. Strippers are already being judged. So far be it for me to further that judgment. So I wanted to put everybody in a light that probably people don't realize that it's probably even there already, as far as strippers and homeless people and crackheads.
Very true. So, have you written any other plays other than this production and Rosa Parks?
And Rosa Parks. No.
Don't Judge Me,
No.
Pray For Me 2 is coming, so that'll be the third one.
That'll be the third one.
All right.
Yep. Nope. Just the Rosa Parks. Oh, I do. I do a tribute to Zora Neale Hurston too.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. And it's where she was into the bongos, and there's bongo music, and it's really not a writing of a play. It's more like a tribute to her.
Okay.
To her work and to her music and to her lifestyle. And I sketch a picture of her upside down. The audience doesn't know. I'm reciting her poetry, and the bongo music plays, and then every once in a while I'll turn and sketch. and the audience is like listening to me, and they know I'm drawing something, but they don't know I'm drawing. But at the very end, I flip it over, and it's a perfect picture of her face.
Wow.
With the hat. She's famous for hats, so yeah, the hat.
Very true.
Yeah, so.
So if our audience wanted to find out, how do they connect with Doreen Griffin? How would they find you?
They can call me.
How?
609-540-3298.
Okay.
Or email at griffin51@att.blackberry.net.
And there's always somebody without a pen, so you may want to repeat your email address.
Oh, okay, sure. Griffin, GRIFFIN 51@att.blackberry.net.
Wonderful. And how would they find those? Do you have a website? Any of you have a website or an email address that you would like to share with the audience?
I have an email.
Okay. Don't be bashful.
I had a website.
I do have an email that I check like every 10 minutes.
The address?
It is 33crystal, which is KRYSTAL @gmail.com.
All right.
I can be contacted through Doreen. So
All right.
And I'm at my email address, chantillyS@gmail.com, and that's spelled CHANTILYS @gmail.com.
Wonderful.
In India,
are poor, you live in slums, where there is no running water, no running water, no plumbing, and your toilet is a bucket. Also in India, we practice what we call arranged marriages. That is where your parents choose the man that you will marry. We do not get to choose to marry the man that we love. And eventually you learn to love your husband. I come from a very, very proud culture. In India, women are not permitted to fornicate prior to marriage. We must remain pure for our husbands. No man once used up property, right? How do you say in American? Why drink the milk if you already have a cow? Something like that. Even though I am an American citizen, I do not fully understand the American culture. I do not understand why Americans laugh at the name Mahmoud. I know it sounds like you're vomiting when you pronounce it. My husband and I have chosen to give our son the proud and honorable name of Habib. But little Habib tells us when he goes to school, the American students tease him. They call him Habib the Dweeb. What is a dweeb? We must all laugh for the right reasons. I also do not understand that this country is so full of pride and liberty and freedom and justice for all. It's so very, very hostile towards people of the Muslim religion. Americans often assume that Indians are Muslim. Not that there is anything wrong with the Muslim religion or any true religion. But the fact is that over 80% of Indians are Hindu. And Hinduism is the same as Christianity. It is the oldest religion on earth. We worship one God and his son, Jesus, we pray to. So, the next time you see an Indian person, do not assume that we are all so very, very different. We love our children dearly too. We are all one. We are all imperfect, but we must strive to be the better you. So please, don't judge me. Pray for me. Pray for me to whichever God you choose, for it truly should not matter.
I know she needs mad clips at these cats for they bricks.
I do drugs, I feel like I got on a warm winter coat. Bet y'all wondering how I got hooked on drugs. Well, I was raised up in the church. I went to Sunday school and Sunday services every Sunday, as long as I can remember. But then years ago when I was 14, my stepdaddy raped me. My stepdaddy raped me. And he said it was God's will. But it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like nothing God would want. It made me feel real shame and dirty. And then the next thing you know, I was pregnant. That's right. I was 14 years old and I was raped and pregnant by my own stepdad. My mama, she was the pastor of our church. Do you know what the pastor of our church said, my mama? She refused to believe me. My own mama wouldn't believe that her own husband would do such a thing. She said I was lying. She said I would probably run around with some boy. You know what she did? She put me out. She put me out. She sent me to live with my cousin. And my cousin didn't want me there no way because I was the black sheep of the family. I shamed our family. Accused my stepdaddy of raping me and got pregnant by some boy. And now I'm put out the house. So after I gave birth to my stepdaddy's baby, child services came and took her away. After that, I just ran away. I just ran and ran as far as I could get. But then you know what? What I found out about running away is that you can't escape your demons just by running from them. You just find more demons. That was 3 years ago. And I ain't seen her since. I ain't seen my stepdaddy's baby since. They say I'm not fit to be her mother. But you know what I say? I say that that's what my stepdaddy should have said when I was only 14. I bet she's scared like me. But I want to. I want to be my stepdaddy's baby's mama. I bet she's scared like me. My stepdaddy's baby growing up all alone. No family, no real friends. Just like me. But I pray a lot. I pray to God. I pray that God can please get me cleaned up so maybe someday I could be a mama to my stepdaddy's baby. And you know what else I pray? I pray that I could someday give my life back to the Lord. I pray to God that when I get cleaned up, that I could be a pastor. I mean a real pastor, not like my mama. A pastor that helps girls like me, not turn them away when they need somebody the most. So please, don't judge me because I'm back here. Pray for me. It shall be done to come Hello. My name is Michelle. They call me a stripper, but I prefer to be called a professional dancer. I had beautiful parents. My father used to say, "You'll always be successful if you're doing what you love." And my mother used to say, "If you got it, flaunt it." After that, I went off to college. And I graduated at the top of my class. I was a dance major, of course. Did you know that dancing actually makes you smarter? It's true. When we dance, we exercise both the left and the right sides of our brains, and that boosts our intelligence quotient. Not to mention the health benefits of exercise. So after graduating from college, I decided that I would open my own small business. So I did. And it's called Michelle's Ballet Boutique. And it's been thriving since 1999. You know, a lot of people say a lot of ugly things about women like me who strip for a living. But you know what I say? Don't blame me, blame the men who come to see my show. So you see, on top of being a professional dancer, a college graduate, and a small business owner, my most proudest accomplishment is that I live outside of my comfort zone. So don't judge me, because I'm every woman.
All right. Again, thank you, Doreen Griffin, for coming on A Taste of Theater. And thank you to all of your wonderful cast members.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for having us.
And,
A taste of theater where everyone's a star.
imagine you found the love of your life.
Hey everyone, this is my wife Linda.
Or so you thought. Your universe now lingers for the one person who has touched your soul.
Wow. I don't think I've ever felt a kiss like that. Ever. Wow. I feel like you kissed my soul.
Your world is turned upside down.
Ooh, I felt that too.
And you don't know when to stop.
Honey, I'm home. The meeting ran short, so things got canceled unexpectedly.
Hey, baby. Hi, how are you? Sorry, I didn't hear you come in.
Until it does. What do you do? What do you do? Where do you turn? Where do you turn? A Long Goodbye is a play about settling with the one who loves you, or loving the person that you've dreamt of all your life.
I will be your host for tonight for here at Club Chizoba. But just in case you guys don't know what Chizoba means, I'm going to be just as quick and brief as possible just with the word Chizoba, y'all. Chizoba is pretty much Swahili for the word God protects us. So ladies and gentlemen, while we over here getting jazzy, doing our thing in recent days, you know, we are being well protected by the man upstairs at the same time. So ladies and gentlemen, while we doing our thing, feel good. Feel real good. Because it's all coming from your soul tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get a round of applause for that. All right? Let's do it. DJ.